Gen Z millennials, are more likely to make resolutions compared to older ones.
Where did you source this information?
Roughly half. I asked ChatGPT, so who knows? Why do you think that is?
Because older people
Have given up. They're bitter and
they're
jaded.
smart.
We understand.
They know they're not going to do Pilates more than 3 times.
This episode and every episode is brought to you by personal injury attorney Mo Dewitt. If you are injured on the go, just call Mo. If you are in a slip and fall, I also still know who you are calling. Mo.
Mo Dewitt came to bat for us. Go to bat for him. So there's a new thing you can do. It's the Just Call Mo VIP program.
That is true. You can sign up at justcallmo.com/VIP.
Love Mo merchandise?
You're going to get some for free over on that website.
It's the best way to get merchandise.
And what he's been doing is actually taking people out to dinner. You can get access to those exclusive dinners with Mo by going to justcallmo.com/VIP.
JustCallMo.com.
2025. Baby. Yes, baby, we are here. Episode 38.
Baby.
First new episode of 2025.
I'm feeling good.
Walk, run, sprint, breathe.
Ride a bike.
I'm not a good high school football coach.
Play pickleball.
We're still down by 35. Yes.
But you got me feeling good.
That is right. So, man, welcome to Good Sauce with Rauce and Joel, the single greatest audio program known to mankind. Guinness World Records just announced it.
Congratulations.
Well, they're going to get on it. They don't know about it yet, but they will find out. That is right. My name is Rauce. That is Joel.
Hello, it's true.
And that is not Nico Renado. Our producer is sick with like miner's lung or something.
I think that's what it is, miner's lung. It's going around.
I got ridiculously sick over Christmas.
Yeah,
that was
same.
fun. I still got one nostril that's a little plugged up.
That's all you
right now.
need. I think 2's excessive. No one needs to breathe that much.
Yeah, it's overkill.
I like when you're when you take cold medicine and it kind of makes your nose like have Triscuits in it.
Okay.
Dries it all up.
Yeah.
And then you get that like whistle every now and then.
I
You get
know.
one nostril that's just like playing the pan flute.
So light a candle for our producer. Word on the street is he might not make it. I should not start.
We may have a
that.
job posting.
He's not in the hospital. He just had to call out sick of this job and his other 3 jobs that he works at. But here it is,
He's
man.
also a surgeon.
He's also a surgeon. God, dude, if Renado was a surgeon,
Then
we would have way less people on this planet.
yeah.
Yeah, they weren't
Cull
going to
the
make
herd.
it. But first episode, 2025. First of all, how are you? I haven't. I feel like we've got to catch up for a wee bit. How was your New Year's? Did you party?
We went to Sanford to set off fireworks because I don't know if you've been to Sanford, but you can do whatever you want.
There's no rules over at Sanford.
Nah, dude. So we went there. I went to the fireworks store in Pine Hills, and they had. I want to start this year off with a guessing game.
A guessing game.
It said most spent today, and this was on the last day of the year. So obviously, probably other than 4th of July, the only other day people go buy fireworks. But so I spent, and the whole store was 50% off. You need to know that too.
Okay.
I spent a little under $100, and I got a whole lot of things.
Okay.
And then on the wall, there was this figure, and I asked the lady, I said, this guy came in here, ran his credit card, came back an hour later, 3 trips, but this is his total after 3 trips.
$6,500.
Weird way to word that.
Yeah. 6.5 thousand.
Half of 12,000.
Half of
Plus
13,000 plus 500.
More.
Whoa. God, man, rich people.
This guy spent $9,800.
10 grand.
That's about what I said.
Yeah. He spent 10 G's on things that go.
He spent a Chevy Malibu at Phantom Fireworks. They are not a sponsor.
Wealthy people.
But if they want to be, I would love to blow stuff up professionally.
Saw a clip of
Setting
a.
up fireworks feels so good.
It feels pretty cool.
It is. It's like acceptable violence.
It's like this weird primal thing because, like, first of all, we're American, so we love blowing stuff up.
It's part of our DNA.
It's part of our blood. It's in our bloodline. Like my father before me.
Yes.
Yeah, it's weird that like
We left England to blow stuff up.
Yeah, that's our go-to.
That's why the country. I don't know a lot about American history, but I think it was to do fireworks.
I have a grandpa who fought in World War II, but here I am throwing down, little poppers against the concrete. I'm like, dude,
I'm writing my name with a sparkler. In cursive because I was educated.
do you believe in
Cursive
that?
is the only way to go because you can't stop. It's a fluid motion.
Do you believe in the theory though that like every generation keeps getting softer and softer? You almost have to, right?
I don't know. I think that's just people flexing on their generation. They're like, these new ones are lame.
I would say few like the youngest generation will be the softest from here on out for just because of technology. Where like there was never anything that could massage you in the early 1900s, right? And
You were in the right neighborhoods.
You go to pick up a Sky Mall mag, buy some like massager. I'm just saying, like, I think technology.
I think the 1% of any generation is soft. Obviously, like the rich people are soft, but you go find somebody with some credit card debt and a chip on their shoulder. I don't want to fight them.
Like I think about like the movie WALL-E, right? In the future, and it's just like people in chairs, and all they do is just like scooting around. Like I kind of think that. I mean,
that already exists.
You had.
When's the last time you went to the mall?
Christmas multiple times. Had to return something.
Did you see some of those people that are just scooting around?
Man, did I drop the ball on Christmas too?
There are some Jabba's Hut about us.
Yeah, they are out there.
There
are. I don't know if they were really as prevalent in like 1905. Kids would die from the winter.
Yeah.
And now
Nico's almost.
Yeah, Nico's on his deathbed, man. He's
winter is coming.
Yeah.
Shout out Florida winter. This is the coldest I think it's been in a while.
It is very cold outside. As of recording of this right now, it is 40 degrees outside.
Which for here is like everything's closed.
It's basically Titanic 2 Electric Boogaloo down here in Florida because we are cold.
Yeah. You start to see that a lot of people don't have warm clothes here.
No.
Or at least nice ones. I've seen blankets worn as clothes today.
Yeah. You don't have a jacket, but I'm wearing 7 tees.
Yeah.
I'm wearing 7 t-shirts, man. That's why I look a little puffy right now.
Yeah, no one's got a coat.
But there's one little holiday that I absolutely love with its tradition. And what'd you say?
Arbor Day?
No, not Arbor Day.
Why do you hate trees so hard?
They do nothing.
True. Just the oxygen. So what do you like?
Whatever. New Year's Eve. This is the first New Year's Eve, by the way. Wow, it hit me in the face. First New Year's Eve where I didn't stay up till midnight since I was like 13 or 14 years old.
That is wild.
Became a dad, did not make it to midnight. I'm a huge believer of New Year's resolutions, and it's almost like a pet peeve when people like rip New Year's resolutions. And I think you're anti New Year's resolution, right?
I just am I don't like when people are like, say they're going to do anything. I just think people should do it. It's like, I'm doing dry January. I'm going to work out more. Now you have to do it or you look like an idiot.
Yeah.
And you
builds expectations.
If you just did it, people would notice.
If you don't,
like, oh, hey, you lost 15 pounds. Are you working out? Yes, that's what happened.
What you're saying is that you can't lie if you don't talk.
Correct.
Exactly. So it's just
that is exactly what I'm saying, Ross.
Don't say anything that you might do in the future because that builds expectations and
promises.
Hope.
Just ask my kids. I never make a promise.
But I like New Year's resolutions, and the reason why is because change is hard as hell. It's uncomfortable. Whatever works. Even if you walk into a New Year's resolution and you only work out like 5 times or something.
That's probably the average.
Yeah,
gyms are so crowded in January.
Crowded. Filled with a lot of liars that aren't going to make it throughout the entire year.
100% liars.
But they're still in the gym. It's like and whenever I want to write more, I've been known to splash cash on a nice pen.
Okay.
Because I am tricking myself into I want to use the nice pen.
Yeah, I get it. You're incentivizing the thing.
Yeah. One New Year resolution, which is kind of funny because this would be the second time I will have this resolution.
Which is not a good sign for
Not a
its
good
longevity.
sign. Well, it's for the year. I nailed it the first time.
And you took a year where like the opposite.
And then I kind of went back.
Yeah. I wanna
No
see how
soda.
little I can. Oh!
No soda. No more Coca-Colas. No more Pepsis. No more Sprites.
No more smiles.
No more happiness.
Yeah, what are you trying to do? You taking the bubbles out of your life?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, no more soda.
You drink sugar soda, yeah?
I have this past year, but the year before that, not one drop.
My guy.
So I took a year off, then I got back onto the saddle.
Yeah.
I just started really loving Mexican Coca-Colas.
Oh.
Those became like a huge treat for me. I have some stats for New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
All right. About 38 to 50% of adults in the U.S. typically make New Year's resolutions. So
Where did you source this information?
roughly half. I asked ChatGPT, so who knows? Younger generations, Gen Z millennials, are more likely to make resolutions compared to older ones. Why do you think that is? Younger people are more likely to have a New Year's resolution. And
Because
I think
older people
have given up. They're bitter and
they're
jaded.
smart.
We understand.
They know they're not going to do Pilates more than 3 times.
10 years ago, the amount of rose-colored glasses that I covered my eyes with, and I looked at the world, and my glass wasn't just half full, it was full.
Yeah.
Now at 35, I understand older people more than ever. You should be pissed off.
Yeah.
Like,
You were wronged.
you were wrong.
Yeah, they are trying to get you.
But yeah, young people are more likely to have a New Year's resolution. It's because
But, like, not
I think
really
it's because
young.
They have hope.
There's no like 15-year-old that's like, I'm going to really kill it at math this year.
Yeah. They don't have that.
Maybe there is, but you're a
nerd. Freaking dork.
Yeah.
If your New Year's
My
resolution.
New Year's resolution, give nerds a harder time.
Here are the common themes for the resolutions. Resolutions fall into categories like health. We're talking losing weight. We're talking exercising, self-improvement, finances, and relationships.
What's funny is none of those are very giving. They're all pretty selfish. It's not like, hey, I'm going to be nicer to animals this year, or I'm going to help out the less fortunate. It's all about me.
If someone's New Year's resolution is to treat animals nicer, I'm judging the hell out of your last year on this planet.
Yeah, what'd you do?
What'd you do, dude?
I've been kicking them lizards that run around all the time.
Yeah, dude.
I just kick them.
I had a penguin incident back in SeaWorld back in April.
But it did start it.
Yeah, I did.
But I definitely finished it.
New Year's.
So I can't go to SeaWorld. You think all the health and junk is because of how poorly we eat and drink during the holidays? Or is it actually like, I don't know. I feel like it's just dramatic. Like, yeah, you ate a lot because you're around your family and people make Christmassy food, and maybe you drank because you had some time off.
Dude,
That's not how you're supposed to. It wasn't realistically. You're not going to live like that. You're not a pirate.
You're talking about drinking. I had a problem on Christmas Day. Christmas Day, it was bad. I probably shouldn't talk about this on the pod, but
Talk about it way more.
yeah,
Let's go.
Dude, so it's like,
Wait, let me ask everybody. Yeah, we want to hear about it.
it's 12:30, 1 o'clock. I had spent so much money on like alcohol. I
Yeah.
got you a bottle of tequila. I got Renado a bottle of
almost
tequila,
gone.
right?
Yeah, thank you for the gift.
And I bought myself some tequila.
And I bought you tequila.
Yes, you did. Tequila Bros. 1942 Don Julio has little shooters. First thing I did, 12:30, 1 o'clock Christmas, threw one back.
Why not?
Because it's too early. Let me answer that question.
What?
It was too early in the day for me to be
I will tell
drinking.
you, there are a lot of ears listening to you speak right now that had their Christmas drink way before noon.
It was too early for me because I was running off of basically an empty stomach. Dude, long story short, I got too drunk on Christmas. It was also the same, like, within that window, Joel, that I was getting sick.
You know what does not mix well with tequila? Norovirus.
Bro, I start falling off hard.
Yeah.
I got offered a glass of water when we were opening up gifts.
Whoa.
Bro, I'm that guy.
You got cut
And
off?
it's my son's first Christmas. And I did not respond well to, I'll get you a glass of water, Ross.
No.
I looked at I forgot who I looked at. I looked at somebody.
You don't know.
I don't know. I just remember looking at somebody going like, I'm not that bad. I don't need water.
You're like, the bartender said,
Dude, Christmas
was
Day,
at your house.
first Christmas as a dad. And I think it was the sickness. I think it was just, there's no excuse. I got a little too drunk on Christmas Day in front of the whole family and got offered water. And it was only like 7 o'clock when I got offered water.
You don't do the Christmas water at your house?
Why would you bring this up, Joel? Moving on.
I don't remember doing it.
Success rates of New Year resolutions. Approximately 9 to 12% of people successfully achieve their resolutions.
9 to 12.
9 to 12%.
Small window.
That puts a smile on my face because I have completed a New Year's resolution before.
Yeah.
Multiple. I had no soda. I had New Year's resolution where I took the stairs every day at work, and I fulfilled that, and I got some glutes out of it.
Yeah, and you weren't in that elevator that fell.
Dude, I went from grapefruits in the back seat to all of a sudden some watermelons.
Okay.
A little firm.
Yeah.
You know?
Toned up.
Yeah. About 23% quit within the first week, though.
Within the first week. Wow.
A quarter of New Year's resolutions. All right. I want these stats to be inspiring.
They're
not. Like, they're super not.
They're comforting.
They're comforting, but they're not.
No.
They're not helping with inspiration. But 9 to 12% of people successfully rip a New Year's resolution.
The stats essentially are saying you won't.
23% quit their resolution in the first week. 64% of them abandon them after 1 month.
See, that makes sense to me, especially because of the whole like dry January momentum. You know, I think that people need to cleanse out after all the holiday bad choices.
Yeah.
And then after a month, they're like, all right.
Well,
back to daily ops.
And think about this. I think we're talking about the three big New Year's resolutions. You're right on the money. They're talking about health, losing weight, finances, relationships. That's, of course, the month after Christmas.
Yeah.
You just ate way too many cookies, so you got to focus on your health.
You just got drunk with your baby on its first Christmas.
You just
Maybe
did
that's
that.
too specific. But
People weren't letting you hold your son.
you just got offered Christmas water.
That's part of relationships.
Yeah.
All right. So now you got to mend those.
Yeah.
And then finances, because you were desperate 2 days before Christmas and spent like $300 on a kitchen knife that you had to return. Just me?
Yes.
Just me. I bought a chef knife. Overkill. Wife went, why did you buy me a small machete? And I was like, but it's Damascus steel. It's Japanese.
Yeah.
But hey, not every Christmas gives us relationships. That's how I just find it so funny that the three biggest New Year's resolutions are all things that people drop the ball on for Christmas.
That's why they drop a ball on New Year's, is because they know you're about to a month later.
But we can't talk about resolutions, complain about them, or not, talk about them without having some theories on why they would fail. Lack of specific goals is the number one reason why New Year's resolutions fail.
Let's make an ultra specific New Year's resolution now.
Oh, I've got a couple. I got a big one for the pod.
Oh,
I do.
Hit me with it.
I'll get.
I didn't even know about this.
Oh, you will.
You fired Renado, didn't you?
He's gone.
He's not sick.
He's actually not even alive.
Oh man!
I murdered a man over this Christmas break.
On Christmas, right after you took shots of tequila.
Here's my little resolution for everybody listening to this. I'm giving you one. Something astronomically small. Make it doable. Make it easy. You're about to do this for a full calendar year. Just as small as possible.
I think,
like, what would be a small resolution that you would be like, oh, this is beyond doable?
I'm going to brush my teeth more thoroughly.
That's a little broad, but I still like.
Is it?
Well, I mean, how have you been brushing your teeth before?
Sort of just.
All right.
It's not the best.
Well,
I'm not having dental problems, but I know I could do a better job.
That's another thing that's happening to me. That's part of my New Year's resolution, is to go through immense tooth pain. I have a wisdom tooth coming in, and my mouth currently, right now, is bleeding, filled with blood. I'm partially drowning on my own.
It suits you.
Yeah, it is not good.
It's 2025, dude. I'm a whole new man. I made 2 resolutions. My we were in the car.
Okay.
And
brush teeth better.
that wasn't it.
Oh.
I made that up. That's all. That's just for the pod.
Sometimes I miss the night brush.
No, dude, I brush really well.
I don't brush that well.
Okay, well, that's probably why your mouth's bleeding. But I said I was going to be more fun this year and a little meaner.
Simultaneously.
Well, my wife said that I'm funniest when I'm being mean anyway. It's like that's most of the bangers, joke-wise, that I say are probably me being mean.
Yeah. I think...
Which is not something I'm trying to work on. I like it, and I'm going to keep it. My resolution is to take all the things that I get positive feedback on and double down on them.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. That's that specificity that your New Year's resolution needs. Also, my own New Year's resolution is to use the word specificity correctly. Moving on. Nailed that.
I got to say, you have had a couple of vocab flexes today.
I'm trying.
I've heard you say a number of words I don't hear you say often.
Hey, man. It's a New Year's resolution.
I'm trying to remember some of them now. Specificity is definitely one of them. I think you said prevalence earlier.
Oh, yeah. I stumbled over that, I think, a little bit.
You did, and I didn't want to point it out at the time, but now I'm remembering I'm trying to be more mean, so you did sound a little dumb when you said that. I'm just trying to be accountable for my resolution.
Track your progress. Tracking your progress is a huge part of succeeding on a New Year's resolution.
You can get an Apple Watch. It'll body shame you all day long.
It tracks you doing everything.
It's like, oh, you still not standing up?
And then...
You fat piece of crap.
Speaking of fat piece of crap, be kind to yourself is also the last thing that...
Next.
the last thing that New Year's resolutions... that ChatGPT says that you have an idea. We are about to slide on out of here, but we have to start a New Year's resolution for the podcast.
Yeah, well, Mo's coming.
What, Mo's coming?
Santa Claus is coming to town.
He is the man, the myth.
I don't want to bring back tequila memories for you, but
It was so bad.
kind of like Christmas.
People were...
Was it Mo that came into your house and offered you water?
Dude, I
Even
wish.
though he wasn't there before, just like an angel.
So my whole podcast resolution, right? We need more bits. We need more things that our listeners can rely on.
Okay.
So I've been tooling. We're doing something. We're actually going to hop into a time machine for our first ever bit.
Ooh.
All right. Funny moments in history. In post or something.
Want me to rip a gong?
So rip a gong. From here on out, we will have a segment called Funny Moments in History. Something like that.
Yep.
Now, Fabio Lanzoni. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, he killed the CEO of
No.
care company.
Fabio Lanzoni
He's got the unibrow and the abs.
has our funny moment in history today. Fabio is the male model that was on front of all of... Fabio. Nobody even knew he had a last name.
I didn't actually. I thought he was like Madonna. His birth certificate just says Fabio.
And I just think...
Shout out Fabio.
I've already been on record of saying that this is the funniest moment in history.
Was it when he was in the I Can't Believe It's Not Butter commercials?
100% was not the funniest moment.
Do you remember those, though? I know you're going to say the moment, but I just want to shout out his film work. I can't believe it's not butter.
I didn't know he did those.
Oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden it came as a spread or a spray. And I remember him going, I can't believe it's not butter. Spray.
The sequel?
Yeah, one of the best performances of all time. All right, so Fabio's moment in history is
March 30th, 1999. This man gets hired to promote a roller coaster in Busch Gardens in Virginia.
Yes.
And a lot of people know this moment. It's one of the funniest moments in human history.
I forgot about it, actually.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I know what you're
that you grabbed the most attractive dude on the planet to promote a new roller coaster.
Yeah.
I believe the name of the ride is called like Hercules or some like Greek god thing. That's why he's there. He has the body of a goddess. He's attractive.
Of a goddess.
Of a god.
Yeah.
But he has long hair, so from the back, goddess. From the front, god.
Oh, yeah, and the boobs on that guy. Unreal.
So
Hourglass figure, this guy.
male model gets hired to promote this roller coaster. They're going to get all the media out. They put him in the front row of a roller coaster, Busch Gardens.
And I also think that the rest of the roller coaster had models, female models on it.
Female models behind him,
Yeah.
which play a huge role in one of the funniest moments in history. They go up, first drop on the roller coaster, inaugural ride, a goose or some other big winged animal, a big bird
Yeah.
going 40 plus,
Yeah.
rips Fabio's face.
Yes.
I have been on many roller coasters. I have never once heard of a bird going, that's it, taking him out.
Yeah.
And just pelting.
You think it was a goose's head?
I think it was a goose. Fabio was.
I mean, you think the goose was trying to end its own life?
Or his. I don't know. They could have been a suicide pact. I don't know.
could have
It
been.
was. I'm reading a goose. It was a goose. I did a little research for this. It was a goose that slaps into Fabio's face.
Yeah.
Breaking his nose. What happens with the broken nose? Blood. Now blood is going 40 miles an hour past his face onto all of the models that are sitting behind him on this
It's
roller
a
coaster.
combination of Fabio and goose blood
It's goose blood,
mixed together.
Fabio blood,
That's the stuff of superheroes. It's like if
Covering-
that gets on you, you better become the goose.
covering a ton of hot chicks' faces.
Yep.
That now have this guy and this bird's blood.
Yes.
The roller coaster comes back, comes back home.
There's red feathers everywhere.
Busch Gardens has no idea what is happening, and that is your funny moment and history. We'll get a better bumper for that. We'll get a better,
Or just one at all.
But that is our funny moment in history. That's a new bit. It's a new segment.
I like it.
It's a New Year's resolution. We're going to have plenty of those for 2025. We're also going to have a very special guest coming up right after the break in our great friend, better lawyer, perfect person, supporter of all Central Florida events, Mr. Mo Dewitt. I'm very excited for that. We'll be right back. Take a moment. Take a break.
Take a resolution.
We'll take a resolution. We'll do the same. Whoop, we got to stop right there because I need to tell you how amazing the Orange County History Center really is. Listen up. Every third Thursday of every month, they open up the doors for free, 5 p.m., 9 p.m. Boom. Date night. It's for the adults. It is the best. Uh-oh, she's upset with you because you goofed up on Christmas. Make it up on January 16th. That's fun for the adults. Now, fun for the whole family. Of course, the History Center's got you covered. January 25th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Family fun will be had at the Orange County History Center because it is Orange County Heritage Day. HistoryCenter.org for more information about all of their amazing events. I'm telling you, I'm trying to save some relationships. TheHistoryCenter.org. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome back. I just chugged a Celsius on that break, man. I can see music right now.
You seem a little taller.
And I also am really pumped up because we have our special guest, Mr. Mo DeWitt.
Oh!
Everyone's happy. Thank you so much for being here, Mo.
Thanks for having me.
Man, you are an epic person, and you also have an epic. What I'm trying to say is, I want to be a lawyer.
I mean, you just go on Google and print off our certificate, and you're good to go.
So okay,
Is that it? Is it like being
Oh yeah,
a
it's
pastor?
like an ordained minister type thing.
so if you don't know Mo DeWitt, it's time to update your brain. All right, because he is a Central Florida. Wow, God, man, you're so much more than just a Central Florida lawyer. Because you're also a Central Florida event thrower, chicken parm deity. You are so many titles. What's
Just
your
a crazy person.
Yeah, crazy person. What is your favorite title that you have when it comes to you providing what you do for Central Florida?
I don't know about title, but I mean, my general philosophy on it is, being a lawyer, typically, it's not really very sexy. It's not really very fun.
We're going to talk about that.
But I mean, usually
Tell that to John Grisham.
Yeah, well, that's a different story. But usually we're kind of dealing with people when they're having a tough time in life and things like that. So we try to make it a little more fun, rather than just being like the serious lawyer all the time. And we're actually human beings who want to help people and want to have fun. And, so that's kind of the philosophy behind what we do.
Would you say that's the biggest misconception of being a lawyer? I told you right before we hit record, I said the last time you were here, I had a lot of questions for Mo Dewitt, the person, but I have a lot of questions when it comes to being a lawyer and being around lawyers. So first question, biggest misconception is that it can't be fun?
Well, I think there's kind of at least historically, there was sort of a stereotype, like, you had to wear your suit and tie, you had to stand in front of your bookcase. You're supposed to be very serious. I mean, the biggest misconception coming out of law school that I had was that, all lawyers were kind of professional and sort of cordial. Most of them are kind of a-holes, in my opinion.
Really?
Frankly, I dislike most lawyers, which is probably why I kind of take the approach I do. Don't get me wrong. I have still some lawyer friends and things like that. And there's other lawyers on the station who I'm friendly with as
There's
well.
a group text.
But yeah, I mean, like if I, meet a lawyer at like an event or something, they start talking to me about like case law, their cases, I just kind of like glaze over because I'm like, this is, and my wife's a lawyer too, and so she'll start talking to me about legal stuff, and same thing. I'm just like I don't want to hear this. Like,
see, my wife is not a lawyer, but she's really good at acting like one.
She's always right.
Yeah, she's always right. I've lost every case.
Yeah.
that's
But you're still here.
She's undefeated.
So, passing the bar, becoming a lawyer, walk me through that genesis. How old were you?
I'd have to do some math to figure out how old I was, but I went straight through. I graduated college in 3 years, then took a year off, and then went to law school. I don't remember how old I was, but I think I was just always kind of in my blood, like that. Basically, I was going to be a lawyer. I don't really know, like
That's
when the
so
urge
sick.
came.
How about
but,
that year when you said
Let's see.
you had that year in between?
Yeah.
Is that like when they let the Amish kids leave and they party out for like a year?
Yeah,
and then they're like, all right, now I'll be a
It wasn't quite that exciting. I went to college in Atlanta. I just stayed there for an extra year and just hung out with my friends. Basically.
That can be a fun place.
Yeah. It was not a bad place. So I guess I graduated law school in 2010, and I was admitted to the bar the same year. So I would have been like 25 at that point, I guess, something like that.
Wow.
My math could be a little off on that.
Oh, that's when Rauce and I got real serious about life too.
Yeah.
25.
I was
Got your podcasting licenses.
Yeah, got the license.
I didn't even have a podcast till I was in my 40s.
Dude, at 25, I couldn't pass any test.
You were at a bar.
I was
passing it.
I was walking by in and around bars, but there was no bar exam. The only thing I'm passing is kidney stones at 25 because I was addicted to Baja Blast.
I mean, lawyers spend a lot of time in bars too, so don't get me wrong.
And throwing this out, you can only get Baja Blast at Taco Bell. So I was ripping through some Gordita Crunches at
For
25.
now.
Yeah. Now
stuff.
we're in a new dawn where you can get your Baja Blast on at a grocery store.
Yeah.
You take that year off, you're coming out, you're ballpark 25. I have this crossroads moment for me because I wanted to be a professional golfer when I was a kid.
Still kind of.
The dream's still alive. Don't laugh.
No, you can do that well into your 50s.
Yeah, that's why
Right?
the dream is alive. I just got to take care of these freaking 3 putts. I'm in a golf tournament. It's me and this kid. We're tied. We go to a playoff. I win in the playoff. And that's this huge moment in my life where I convince myself, I obtain this bulletproof amount of confidence where I'm like, I can do this.
I'm the White Tiger Woods.
I am White Tiger. I'm Blanco Tiger.
Yeah.
All right.
You were like a Siegfried and Roy centerpiece, White Tiger.
I'm Lion Forest.
Yeah.
All right. It's a whole different thing than Tiger Woods. But it was that moment that gave me the belief. What was that first moment like when you are in the courtroom and you're probably, going up against some insurance company, and then it's going your way. They dropped the ball I got the dub. It's just a matter of time. Is there a fist pump underneath a desk?
I mean, there definitely is at some point. I mean, when I graduated in 2010, we're still kind of in the recession and stuff like that, so there wasn't a lot of jobs. So
Yeah,
I started at the public defender's office.
Ooh.
And they let you try cases in front of a jury like 2 weeks out. So
Awesome.
like they just throw you in there.
You're like, I got a basketball for Christmas, so I went to Rucker Park. Just
let's
thought
ball.
I'd figure it out. Yeah.
Let's ball. And it was loads of fun. I mean, like literally they'd hand me a case file in the morning, I'd read it, and we'd try the case in the afternoon. And I mean, I still remember those trials. And like you get the jury on your side, they're winking at you. You destroy an officer, or destroy a witness, destroy the credibility because they lied about this or lied about that. One time we had a DUI case, and I had figured out that at least
This
at
is
the
what
time,
I'm here for right here.
At least at the time, this police agency basically used like a template for their DUI report. So it was almost like Mad Libs where they just like select adjectives.
Oh, ooh.
So I had like 20 of the reports, and I highlighted all the template stuff in one color and the adjectives in the other. And I finally got the officer to remember that he didn't actually remember the stop, and he was only relying on this report, and he couldn't rely on the report because it was basically a pre-printed template. And so his testimony got thrown out, or something happened, and the guy, the case got dropped, or something like that.
And that had to have felt so good. When you see like, a little Command C, Command V, a little.
But what
copy
color were his eyes?
Yeah, some copy and paste action going on.
Yeah, what color is my tie? When you change the tie, the old.
That's how you get them.
Yeah. Every time.
Talk to me about reading a jury, because like you have to. It's like positive judgment, right? Like you have to, because I walk into a room, right? Sometimes I'm at a really, really nice theater and I'm telling jokes, and I know what to expect from the people in front of me. I know what 150 people, average age 52 years old, I know what that can sound like.
Yeah.
And it's a positive judgment. I'm reading the room. I'm assuming that's almost identical to reading a jury.
It is. I mean, I think there's still some witchcraft to it where like these people, there's like jury experts, right? Like Dr. Phil used to be a jury consultant.
What?
And
we'll be right back.
They claim that they like know all this stuff. I still think that's like somewhat of a witchcraft, but I mean, you're exactly right. You're reading the room. You're trying to figure out the person, figure out who they are. What kind of person is this? What are their beliefs? Like one time it was a DUI case as well when I was at the public defender's office, and there was this guy. And when we asked him what he did, he said he worked for UPS. I think I can say that. And you could tell he really wanted to be on the jury. And so we kept like grilling him, and he was giving us like kind of weird answers. And it turned out, eventually we got it out. We had to pull him back in by himself, and we had to ask him this whole series of questions. But it turned out he didn't just work for UPS. He was a DUI investigator for UPS.
Oh, no.
And he had the belief that if you had any alcohol in your system, that you were under the influence of driving. It didn't matter if it was 0.08 or whatever else. And so he really wanted to be on this jury. And if he got on that jury, no matter what, if that guy says he had one sip of alcohol, he was being found guilty.
Yeah.
Which is not what the law is, obviously. And don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want people to drink and drive. Let me just say that.
Sometimes you take a sip of that Listerine,
You never know.
That's enough for this guy. Lock him up.
But like you're trying to figure out who these people are. I guess the main difference would be is sometimes the people are hiding who they are.
Whoa.
Like in that case, he wanted to be on the jury. He did not want us to know that fact.
Mo, let me apologize for all these odd grunts that keep leaving my body, but you have to understand, this is exhilarating. That like
The first time anyone's described my work as exhilarating, but thank you.
100% is. One thing
And
that
the stakes on it.
there's
That's the other thing. It's like, I wouldn't even think that somebody would go into a jury situation with like an agenda. But
Oh yeah, and I mean,
guess so my agenda is to go home quick.
right? And that's most people's. Which
Yeah.
I will say, if you ever have the chance to serve on a jury, I think it's fascinating. It's great work, and it really is important. So if you can do it, I know it's a pain because you have to take a day off of work, but most people have actually done it. Said it's they've really enjoyed it. I think.
Yeah, I've never actually gotten picked. The
Yeah, I
one
haven't
time I
either.
got all the way to the end, they held us, and then they were like, "All right, we worked it out. Never mind."
Yeah, that happens.
And it was such a bummer because I was in the right mind frame. I was ready to make some big decisions.
Yeah.
I was ready to be on my best behavior. I was considering an accent if I was asked any questions. Like honestly, I'm like, who do I want to be in there? I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna talk the way I speak.
I like the idea of a judge coming down and be like, nah, never mind, they squashed it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
No gavel or anything.
And there was an audible, oh.
Yeah. Or the worst is if you're the alternate, because you can sit through the whole trial, and then before deliberation, there's usually one or two alternates, depending on the size of the jury.
Just like a play.
And they release the alternates. The alternates don't get to go back and deliberate, but you've sat through the entire trial, and you usually don't get to find out what happens unless you come back or you stick around.
You
and
don't
find out
even
what
get to
happens.
find out.
No, you'd have to come back to find out what happened, or just sit there and wait.
I was I'm embarrassed to say this, but I get it in the mail. I'm summoned. I'm ready to rock and roll. I get a little excited. Sure, there's a little part of me that's like, oh, all right, it just popped up in my
It's your
schedule.
duty.
It is my duty.
They call it that.
And God bless my fatherly figure of a friend of Jim Colbert, because he really put it on me and convinced me that, like, dude, this is a big deal. Show it some respect. And I was on board. I was like, you're right. This is our justice system. It is my duty.
You are justice.
And I showed up and I walk in and I give the woman my paperwork and she goes, this was yesterday. And I was a full 24 hours late. And the shame and my American patriot of a friend of Jim, in his eyes, that out of all the years that I did that radio show with him, that was easily the most pissed off I made him.
Justice is never tardy.
And I made some jokes largely at that man's expense. That was the one thing where he was like, man, you let me down.
You're not an American to him.
And ever since, I've been waiting for that time for, like, I can be a good American. I can do this.
Yeah.
I just need to put it in my calendar correctly.
Just think of it this way. Maybe the day before someone needed you to keep them out of jail and you weren't there.
Yeah.
And you know who they got? UPS guy.
Yep. Now they're rotting in prison.
Yeah.
All because
If they're
of you.
still even alive.
Yeah, they could have gotten a death sentence. Yeah.
Yeah. If that Listerine was strong enough.
Yep.
One thing that I wanted to ask you is car insurance companies, which on the surface,
You really need to have it.
my question though for you is, maybe not really even a question, but more of an observation. I had always thought naively, it was with some naivete,
Nice.
that insurance companies always had my back.
And that's what they want you to think.
And they got me.
Yeah.
Checkmate. You had me. I
Those
thought
cute
you were
little
on my
commercials.
side.
That little lizard. He seems so friendly.
How is that? Is that why?
He's a gecko. Not
Yeah, he's a gecko.
I apologize.
No, he's a lizard. He's not on our side. All these car insurance companies, all insurance companies, the amount of times that a lawyer gets hired to fight somebody's own insurance company was eye-opening, alarming. So let me say it to the people in the back. A lot of times lawyers get hired to go against your own insurance company.
Oh yeah.
How is that allowed, legal? What are your feelings about how a customer, I guess that's the policyholder, has to decide, are my good guys bad guys, or are my good guys actually looking out for my best interest?
I mean, I've always said, lawyers get a bad rap, obviously. The insurance companies the lawyers get a bad rap, but we would not exist. You would not have personal injury attorneys if the insurance companies were just fair.
Exactly.
I mean, when you pay your premiums, for years on end, for decades sometimes, you've never had a single claim, and then you make one claim and they fight you on it and come up with all sorts of ridiculous stuff. They say, they offer you money that doesn't even pay your medical bills or this or that. I mean, that's why we exist. The reason there's so many billboards in this town is because the insurance companies know that the more they fight, the more money they save. They're a business. They're trying to pay out as little as possible. They take in as much premiums as possible. They pay out as little as possible. And so it's created this whole industry because they don't want to pay. If they just paid, all the attorneys would go away and you wouldn't need us. But, I mean, the insurance companies conducted a study. I think they did this study to try to show that lawyers weren't necessary. It kind of backfired on them. And their own study showed that one that the insurance company paid the people to do, that if you have an attorney, you get over 3 times more on average in recovery than if you don't.
One more time. Say it, because sometimes, important moments need to be said again.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't mean to go into, statistics here, but
that's insane.
the insurance company's own study, and I can pull the study, it's out there, or you can Google it, shows that if you have an attorney, you get over 3 times more than somebody who goes against the insurance company without an attorney or tries to settle the case on their own.
Hold on, Mo. Let me just go.
Yeah.
Hit that with a.
That's a gong right there. And here, this is the thing that has changed the most when my perception of insurance companies and lawyers is that after I found out that car insurance companies are looking out for you, even though that's the deal that you made, and I'm way more pro lawyer than I am pro insurance companies, and not a lot of people, I think, share that same mindset. Like you just said, is that lawyers get a bad rep, but insurance companies, because it's a British lizard. Is that a battle between the lawyer community and the insurance community where like we're fighting the same battle of kind of the perception of likability and trustness, right? Like,
You don't see a lot of insurance agents trying to put their faces on billboards.
No.
Especially after this whole Mangione thing.
Oh yeah, there is that, but I think
it's not a sexy industry at the moment.
No, not quite. But they have literally spent billions of dollars trying to make it so that the lawyers are labeled as ambulance chasers and they're labeled as trustworthy. I mean, that's just what their marketing scheme is. I mean, one of my favorite, and this was a Real Radio listener, I can kind of tell the story. He called me. He was in a car accident. I talked to him. I guided him through the process. He says, I think I'm just going to handle it on my own. I said, all right, cool. If you need anything, here's my cell phone. Call me. And 2 weeks later, he called me. And I kind of remember because I was in the Bahamas. And he goes, the insurance company offered me $700. You're hired. And we ended up getting him $100,000.
Okay.
So, and obviously, results vary.
That's more than triple.
That is more than triple, just a little bit.
I got homeschool
I'm no mathematician,
math, but I know that.
Like, although that I feel both things. I feel, hell yeah, Mo's a great lawyer. That's what's up. Some victory, some justice. But then I get as equally pissed off knowing that that's a possible outcome at all.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, here's the frustrating part is there is no universe where a case that resolves for $100,000, that $700 was a fair or reasonable
no chance.
or ethical settlement offer at all. It was, hey, will this guy take $700 and sign these documents and go away before he realizes what's going on? I mean, that's what they're trying to do.
And I bet a lot of people do.
And they do. And we get calls probably literally every day at this point of someone, hey, I settled my case for $1,000, $1,500, but I have all these medical bills still. I'm still in pain. Can you do anything? And we have to look at it. And, typically if they sign the documents, we can't. And now the insurance companies have even gone smarter where they'll have you do what's called a verbal release, which there's some question as to how enforceable it is.
That sounds mad sketchy.
But they'll just get you on a recorded line and read something to you and have you say, I agree. And then they'll send you the money and then you're screwed, basically.
So it's like an audio fine print?
Yeah, basically.
Man.
I'll cut it off. I'm going to call my insurance and be like, I'm about to get into a car accident. I will not if you pay $2.5 million. Work with me.
Work with me here.
Thank you. All right, I have a question. So 25, you become a lawyer. How fast did somebody ask you to help them that you knew?
Oh, probably within like a week.
Yeah, I was wondering.
I mean, that was probably going on in law school too. Like, hey, can you look at this for me? Can you figure this out for me?
I murdered somebody. Can you? And has anybody? Do people ask you to practice law that's outside of your specialty?
Oh, all the time. And people don't get that. Like, if you want me to, it's probably not a good idea for me to set up your family trust. Actually, funny story. This kid
we're gonna clip that.
This kid who I grew up with, I've known since I was like 3 years old. And I found out that his parents had made me like the personal representative of their estate. And that nobody told me for like years. And I finally told him, I go, this is a really bad idea. I have no idea.
No clue
about any of this stuff. And they thought that that's what I did. And I'm like, no, not at all.
No.
Yeah, so hopefully they got that fixed because otherwise they're in big trouble.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
On the first half of the show, we were talking about New Year resolutions. What's your history with them? Was it a New Year's resolution when you were 25 to become a lawyer, or what are your thoughts about New Year resolutions?
I'm not a big fan of them. I don't really think I make them very often that I recall. I mean, I barely know what day it is, what month it is. I'm just kind of going through things. So I'm just trying to get through the next week, the next day, the next hour, whatever
Yeah.
it may be. I mean, you're so busy with stuff that I kind of lose track of time, frankly.
Why is there fireworks happening at midnight?
But no, I really haven't made any New Year's resolutions. My resolution
What if you had to right now?
to not die, to stay alive till the next year.
That's
Oh.
all right. Let me just change my New Year resolution. Keep breathing. That's
Yeah, you
simple.
can't really
It's
do
simple.
any of the other ones without that.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the foundation.
Yeah. I'm not going to be that specific because I don't know.
Well, I'm
See how the first half of the year goes.
I'm so happy that you swung by here today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
No, it's beyond mutual. Thank you. You will have an event, 1010 Brewing, that you're showing up at.
Yeah. Well, I won't be there actually, but it is Rib Fest. We're sponsoring it. I was supposed to be there, but I have to go to Massachusetts to give away a motorcycle.
What?
Whole other story.
Oh, no. That's the classic.
The person who won the motorcycle contest is in Massachusetts, so I'm flying up there this weekend to give them the motorcycle. So
This motorcycle flies?
yes, it's a flying motorcycle. It's
Insane.
very, very fancy.
Great excuse.
You could just hog out all the way up north. You're like, just ride it yourself, toss a couple thousand miles on it.
I'd never make it.
And then we could make a shirt that says "Get your motor running."
Oh,
On it.
on it. It's
Merchandise. I'm about this.
John, hop on that.
It's worth it. It's worth a sticker, maybe a shirt if we're lucky. But 1010 Brewing, they're having their amateur rib fest.
Yep.
January 11th.
It's great. If you're sick of professional ribs, give the Ammies a try.
Yeah.
I know what's up with sauce and spice.
Find a rib master on the ground floor and watch, have his career grow and rise.
Find a YouTube dad. You'll find good ribs.
This is true.
You said barbecue popcorn.
Oh yeah, we made a big investment last year into a popcorn machine, so we're really trying to get our money's worth out of this thing. Yes. So we're supposed to have some barbecue popcorn. At the very least, there will be popcorn. Maybe we'll get some barbecue seasoning, spices. I don't know how this works.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's blood magic, man.
You had a question, and that I just remembered that we were talking about.
Yeah. So I have a name where I don't see a lot of Joels.
Okay.
And I also realized that I have not met a lot of Moes. When you were a kid, was there a favorite Mo to you?
I mean, I think the only Mo that I really knew was Mo Sislak from The Simpsons. I didn't really know.
Oh, I didn't even think of that
Who's
one.
it? The
Moe's from The
Bartender
Simpsons.
Mo.
Moe's. All right.
Mo Sislak.
I was thinking Three Stooges Mo and Moses Malone, basketball
I did
player.
get both of those a lot.
And Biblical Moses is
Biblical
also...
Moses. Yeah, of course, as a kid, hey Moses, can you part the Red Sea? We got a lot of those kind of jokes.
Yeah.
You got
You're like the logistics alone. Like
right. Come on, let's not be silly.
I'm more of a popcorn machine kind of guy.
That's still cooler than dress for less, dude. I got dress for less all the time.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean,
Everybody just says my name wrong. You're the Mo.
I
You're
try
Mo.
to be. I try to be.
You are the Mo. How cool is that Solar Bear sponsorship? How
It's a lot of
awesome
fun.
is
I
that?
really like the Solar Bears.
I was
Games
so
are
proud.
great.
When you see stuff like that, what's the first initial emotion that you feel? Because if I saw my face under ice, does it pull on anything?
With professional athletes skating on top of your face.
I mean, I think it's cool, but it doesn't really pull on anything. I mean, at this point, let's be honest. I slap my ugly mug on anything. I put my face on just about anything. So under ice, on a cup. They're trying to get me to do condoms. We're not doing condoms, guys.
All right.
No condoms.
Yet.
Well, that's
Yet.
the market that Joel and I will be taking over. then.
Absolutely. Get your good sauce condoms coming out
Yeah.
top of the year.
They are dusty.
Yeah.
we ordered way too many. Yeah.
And they're decorative. They don't work.
But man, it's so cool. It's so cool to have you here, Mo.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Man, and anytime you want. Once again, 1010 Brewing, January 11th, the Amateur Rib Fest. Mo's sponsoring that. Go out, get some good smoked meats. All right, my name's Ross. That's been Mo. That's been Joel, and that is
We are the Three Stooges.
another episode of Good Sauce
Thank you, wives and mothers.
with Ross and Joel. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Wifey. Love you. Enjoy your life. New Year's resolutions. Stick to them.
Unless it's to work out more. You just do that for a couple weeks and then go back to drinking. Bye.
This episode and every episode is brought to you by personal injury attorney Mo Dewitt. If you are injured on the go, just call Mo. If you are in a slip and fall, I also still know who you are calling. Mo.
Mo DeWitt came to bat for us. Go to bat for him. So there's a new thing you can do. It's the Just Call Mo VIP program.
That is true. You can sign up at justcallmo.com/VIP.
Love Mo merchandise?
You're going to get some for free over on that website.
It's the best way to get merchandise.
And what he's been doing is actually taking people out to dinner. You can get access to those exclusive dinners with Mo by going to justcallmo.com/VIP.
Just call Mo.
.com.